Okay, class. This is the part 3 of our discussion for chapter 4 epithelial tissue. I'll try to make this shorter than the other slides, no? Kasi puro isang oras na po yung mga ibang slides. So, kawawa naman kayo, class, no? Sorry po at medyo toxic yung recording. Pero this is the in-depth discussion. So, hindi natin kaya ito ng isang oras lang sa loob ng klase. So what we'll do is to do this. So I recorded everything. This is the last part. So please take note again of everything that I will mention, okay, in this topic. Okay, class, this is your figure 4-21. So class, yun the next parts ng topic natin. Kaunti na lang yung mga words. All we need to do is to study the figures that you have in your book. Okay, so this is figure 4-21, mechanism of an exocrine gland secretion. Again, we are already in secretory epithelia. So it means that all we need to know about this epithelium is that they are doing secretions. Okay po. So we in here, in your figure 4-21, we have three different types of glands of the exocrine mechanism, kung paano ba nila sinisecrete yung kanilang mga products. Okay. One type of it is the merocrine gland. So again, class, ang pinapakita po dito, the yellow part is the duct and the orange-like part is the acini part. Naalala niyo po sa structure ng exocrine dun sa kabilang video. So this is the acini part and this is the duct part, yung yellow. So in here, we have the most common in this part. This is the most common type of exocrine gland secretion, the merocrine secretion. So sa merocrine class, ang pinaka kailangan nyo tandaan dito is they have the secretory vesicle. Secretory vesicle. Okay, those are the secretory acini's, they have the secretory vesicles. So inside the cells, they have this item that they needed to secrete. Then through the vesicles, they will release those um substances. They will release those substances, okay, through the secretory vesicle. And these secretory vesicles are releasing their contents via exocytosis. Again, class, exocytosis is the movement of cells outside or the movement of organelles outside the cell. Okay. So, kung ito class is stable structure. So, it means that the secretory acini of every merocrine is stable. Ang umaalis lang sa kanya class or ang umaalis lang yung contents ay naaalis lang based on exocytosis. So, nilalabas niya from sa loob, from the plasma membrane, nilalabas niya yung contents. Okay? And please be reminded that this type of merocrine, most exocrine glands are merocrine po. Okay? Most type of exocrine glands are merocrine. Again, paano ang pinagkaiba ng merocrine sa iba? This is what they call their secretory vesicle. Isa yun sa mga part nila. Then, yung secretory vesicle will act, okay, will act as the gateway for the substances to go out of the cell through exocytosis. Ito po, exocytosis. Let me highlight. Exocytosis. Then, afterwards niyan, yung mga substances na yun ay aalis na from the secretory acini going to the ducts. Okay, one example of that is our salivary glands, class. Ito po, sa picture. Salivary glands. Okay, so again, ang kailangan nyo lang pong tandaan dito is that on the merocrine, meron silang mga secretory vesicle. Holocrine naman po is the integration of themselves. So, ibig sabihin po nun, in holocrine, they accumulate within maturing cells. So, and may mga terms dito na tinatawag na apoptosis. Apoptosis means programmed cell death. So class, ibig sabihin po nun, 'di ba? We have this ducts and we have this acini. Okay? Or secretory part of our cells. So yan po, nakikita nyo may maliliit siyang cells dito. So ayan. Ngayon, dahil hindi na siya nagpo-proliferate or hindi na siya nagse-cell division, ang mangyayari, those dying cells will come as part of the secretion. Ulitin ko po ha. So, dahil hindi itong part na to, di ba nagpo-proliferate yung mga cells natin, nagse-cell division. Yung mga cell na namamatay na will be part of the secretion. Okay? So, yung mga patay na, kaysa naman mamatay sila dyan or sa ano, ginagawa nila, nilalabas na lang nila sa secretion. Okay? One part of that is the sebaceous glands. Okay? So, sebaceous glands, class, yan po yung fat, dahilan po kung bakit tayo nagsisweat. Kaya bakit malagkit yung ating mga sweat is because of patay na mga cells na lumalabas mula sa ating sebaceous glands. Okay? So, aside from the lipid or the product itself, may mga patay na cells na lumalabas sa ating skin. So, you can see here, part of the skin is the sebaceous gland. Ganyan po. Nagde-disintegrate yung mga cells. Hindi na, yung mga namamatay na cells, nagde-disintegrate, naghihiwa-hiwalay, nadudurog, then they will become part of the secretion. Okay. So, again ha, ito, buo siya class yung namamatay. Buo na natatanggal mula doon sa cell na to. Okay, sa tissue na to or doon sa gland na to. Okay. That was Holocrene. Para siyang Holocaust. Diba? Tinatanggal niya lahat. Parang wina-wipe out niya. Okay? Diba? Naging nangyari sa Holocaust. Wina-wipe out ni Hitler yung mga Jewish. So dito, parang hina-wipe out lang din niya yung mga cells na hindi niya kailangan. Okay? And they will be out of the gland. Okay? That was Holocrene. And for apocrine, ang apocrine naman class, wala siyang membrane. Okay, yung membrane enclosed cytoplasm nawawala po. Okay, nawawala yung cytoplasm na yun. Then, ginagawa ng mga to, mga apocrine is may kinukuha silang part doon sa membrane na yun. Same with their secretions ito. So, tinatanggal nila yan, membranes nila. Then, sa kanila nilalabas. Okay. So, nakalagay po dito, kung mapapansin niyo pinching off of the apical portion of the secretory cell. Okay. So, may isang part lang ng secretory cell, yung apical portion yung natatanggal. Okay. Then, sa kanila, pinoproduce yung mga secretions nila. Okay. One example of that secretion or mechanism of secretion is your mammary glands. Okay po. So again, apocrine, siyempre apocrine means anak. Okay, 'di ba pag meron ka ng apo, you have anak already. So mammary glands 'yun. Okay, so again, apocrine, para matandaan po ninyo, there are apocrines pinching off the apical portion of your secretory cells. Then afterwards, they will go to the secretion. Okay, para maintindihan nyo kung saan naman yung located, the apocrine secretions are located in your mammary glands. Kapag may anak, meron na kayong apo. Okay, yung anak ng anak nyo ay inyong apo. That's why it's called apocrine. Okay, para madali lang matandaan. Okay po. Figure 4-22 tackles about your holocrine secretion. Again, yung mga holocrine po class, tinatanggal nila yung sarili or ng mamatay na cells, nilalagay nila sa labas ng inyong gland. Okay, so this is a histological sample of your sebaceous glands. As you can see class, the C denoted here is your cell. okay, your whole cell, okay, or capsule of your connective your gland, and this is the duct, okay, duct D, okay. So makikita nyo po dito may mga ayan, hair follicles, ayan din siya, hair follicles po ito. Ayan yung mga mature. Okay, separate. So sabi dito, mature cells separate and completely disintegrate, releasing the lipids that serve to protect. Okay, so nag-disintegrate siya sa, ayun yung class, so tinan nyo, natatanggal na siya. So kung ganyan yung itsura niya, di ba patay na siya. So, ngayon, mag-disintegrate na sila. Then they will go out through the ducts to become a secretion. Okay, ulitin ko lang. Itong mga to, they are cells. Itong mga cells na to, ginagawa nila, yung mga lipid sa loob nila, lipids, ayun ang sabi, releasing the lipids, okay? Releasing that lipids, namamatay na sila, so yung mga contents nila sa loob, tinatanggal na nila, pinapasok nila, then disintegrate sila, then those become your sweat. Okay, kaya malagkit yung sweat natin is because merong part ng sebaceous gland. Okay. Again, this is figure 4-22. Okay, figure 4-23 is the apocrine secretion in the mammary gland. So ito class yung histological itsura ng inyong mga apocrine or mammary glands. So as you can see, this is your epithelium class. Ito, secretory cells na nasa loob ng inyong mammary glands. So dahil itong part na to class, ito yung sa loob niyan meron pong mga lipids. Okay, lipid droplets. Ngayon, kanina nga 'di ba, ang definition ng apocrine is that may kinukuha siyang apical part. Okay, apical part of the cell. Okay, apical part of your secretory cells na i-enclose niya into the tiny droplets para lumabas siya to become part of the secretion. So yung kanina holocrine parang nagpapakamatay yung mga cells. Nung pag namatay yung cells, tinatanggal nila, dinidisintegrate nila para maging part ng droplets na lalabas sa secretion. Ito po, parang kumukuha lang sila ng part ng mga cell na yan, yung apical part, tinatanggal nila, kinukuha nila, then sinasama nila sa secretion. Okay, so yun po yung nagkaiba ni holocrine kay apocrine. Again, merocrine po, class, yung droplets lang yung makukuha. Pag merocrine, yung mga substances lang yung aalis. Okay, also, part of your mammary glands, meron silang mga merocrine secretions. Okay, pero most likely, the mammary glands more is having a structure of an apocrine. Okay, may mga mammary glands din daw na merocrine. Okay, pero itong nakikita sa atin, this is apocrine ng figure 4-23. And then yung mga naka-arrow class, yan po yung secretory vesicles nila. Secretory cells na tinatanggal nila mula doon sa cell na to dito sa secretory cells ninyo or glands ninyo. Okay po. Okay ka. So, ano ba yung nature ng mga products na kailangan or ano yung mga products, tsura ng mga products na sinasabi natin for secretion? So, una can be serous. Okay? Serous. Okay? Serous cells synthesize proteins that are mostly not glycosylated, such as the digestive enzymes. So, ang tatandaan nyo lang muna ngayon that kasi may mga picture tayo class sa mga susunod na slides. Doon natin mas i-elaborate kung ano yung mga yan. Okay? So, ngayon, tandaan nyo lang po that for serous, they only have non-glycosylated non-glycosylated. Okay. So again, class, they are non-glycosylated. Yun lang po yung kailangan yung tandaan. And for the mucus, also watery. Okay, wala po yan sa book nyo, pero they are watery. Okay, watery. Yan. They are watery. Okay. So again, serous are nature of products are non-glycosylated and watery. Okay, so maraming tubig to, class. More likely, maraming tubig ang inyong serous fluids. And mucus naman is siyempre glycosylated sila. And also, they have what we call viscous and slimy. Kaya po, di ba, pag sumisinga tayo, tapos sobrang sipon natin, we are heavily infected by our sipon. Ang nangyayari po, di ba, nagkakaroon ng pagbara ng ilong natin. Then, pag in-scoop nyo yan, gamit yung inyong daliri, maliit na daliri, kita nyo na parang ang slimy-slimy niya. Because of mucin. Okay? Yung mucin na yan, they are heavily glycosylated proteins. Okay? That gives the texture of your mucus to become slimy and sticky. Okay? Slimy and viscous. Okay? Slimy, sticky, or viscous. Okay? So, yung mga yan, they are called mucins. Yung mga mucins na yan na nag-release from the cell, nangyari, they become hydrated and they form a layer of mucus. Okay, kaya 'di ba sinasabi sa atin na kapag meron tayong madikit na ubo, what we need to do is to drink a lots of water because once na yung mga mucins na yan or yung mucins na nasa madikit na ubo ay na-hydrate, they will form a layer of mucus. And on our past slides, we all know that our respiratory system has what we call the pseudostratified epithelium. Pseudostratified epithelium, and they are ciliated. So once that the mucus once the mucin has been hydrated and become mucus, the cilia will propel those mucus out of the body. Okay, kasi hindi nga naman sila parte nung katawan natin. Bakit sila nandyan? So, ang gagawin ng cilia is to brush off those mucus away from the body. Kaya 'di ba nga, ang ginasabi natin, kaya tayo umiinom ng antibiotics pag meron tayong sipon is that pinapahinog natin yung mga natin, mga sipon natin, pinapahinog natin sila. Okay? Para umalis sila from our system. Okay? Yun po ay mucus. Okay? Mucin na nag-hydrate, nalagyan ng water to form mucus. Those mucus will be expelled by the cilia. So, meron naman po na combination of both. So, kung ang serous ay non-glycosylated watery and ang mucus ay slimy and slimy and viscous, meron naman pong mga zero mucus na pinagsama yung dalawa. So, both of them have a mixture of digestive enzymes and a watery mucus. So, example po niyan, class, ay ang inyong salivary glands. Okay, ang inyong salivary glands, they have both serum mucus and digestive enzymes. Okay, they are both having mucus and um, serous. Bakit? Because even though our salivary glands are having water or watery, diba? Naglalaway tayo parang tululaway daw, diba? They have the enzymes or the mucus acts as the enzymes for digestion. Okay. So, in serous, ang serous daw po dyan sa inyong salivary glands ay ang inyong digestive enzymes. And for it to become watery, okay, yung mga bula-bula dyan sa inyong mga laway is called the watery mucus. Okay. So again, salivary glands po ay seromucous. May magkasama sila na digestive enzymes and watery mucus. Okay. More on that later. Then, maliban po sa inyong mga secretory cells, so ito ha, maliban po sa ating mga secretory cells, we have also epithelial or myoepithelial cells. Myoepithelial cells class are the cells making our epithelium contractile. Okay, contractile po, sabihin gumagalaw. Okay, so bakit kailangan ng contractile part ng ating epithelium? Okay. So, bakit po kailangan yung mga myoepithelial cells na yan? Because they have this called actin filament and myosin filaments. Guys, actin and myosin filaments, we will more tackle them on muscles. Okay. Yan kasi yung nagpapagalaw sa muscles natin, actin and myosin. And kapag nagkaroon ng contractions, yung mga myotin and myosins na yan, they will help propel the secretory products from the acini to the duct system. Okay? So, what does myoepithelial cells do? They are doing contractile. Okay? Since they are contractile, they are contracting with each other, they propel, okay? They propel secretory products. Sorry po ulit sa sulat ko. Okay. So again, myoepithelial cells are contractile, and this contractile mechanism propel, balik na lang natin. Propel secretory products. Okay? So kaya yan tinawag na myoepithelial cells. These cells or kaya ang epithelial cells as a whole have a contractile function is for them to propel the secretory products. Saan nyo po makikita yung mga ano na yan, mga myoepithelial cells? Meron din po yan sa inyong mga exocrine glands, like your sweat glands, parenchymal gland, salivary, and mammary glands. Okay. So, yan lang po yung kailangan nyo tandaan. Contractile siya para makapag-propel siya ng secretory products. Next slide class gives us your figure 4-24 serous cells. So again class, serous cells or serous part of your epithelium or your glands, secretion of your glands. Serous secretion gives us watery and non-glycosylated parts. So itong cells na to, naglalaman sila ng mga serous fluids. Okay. So, kung makikita nyo po dito, this is the picture of letter A. Since here that the apical ends are very eosinophilic. So, ano po yung apical ends or ano po yung eosinophilic? It means that they are loving eosin dye. Eosin dye class is an acidic dye. Okay. So, kapag nag-stain ang inyong cell or ang inyong part ng cell ng eosin, it gives us the pink color. It means class that the molecule na in-stainan ni eosin ay basic. Okay, basic siya. Basic. Okay. So, kung mapapansin nyo po dito, these pink parts are basic. Okay. Basic siya. Ibig sabihin, dyan po yung mga secretory granules. Intindihan po natin. Ito po yung mga secretory granules ng mga serous cells na to. However, kung makikita nyo yung violet part, pati itong mga nuclei contain what? Deoxyribonucleic acid. Since they are acids, they are stained only by basic dyes. Kaya kung makikita nyo po dito, yung mga yan, itong mga part na to, ito, RER, and iba pa, they are very acidic. So, para ma-visualize natin sila, all we need to do is to have it colored with the basic dye. Kaya po, naging violet sila. Okay. So, ano po yung pinaka-gist nito? All we need to know is that itong mga secretory granules pala natin ay basic. Okay. Basic sila. So, those granules na sinisikret ng ating exocrine pancreas are more likely basic. Okay po. So, they are most likely basic. Here naman, makikita po ninyo that we have this portion of the acinar cell na is given, okay, structurally. So, this is an acinar cell. An acinar cell that contains serous fluids. Okay. So, here, pinakikita po dito that this is the rough ER. Yan. Ito ang ating nuclei. Rough ER nuclei. These are mitochondrions if I'm not mistaken. Ito naman po ay mga secretory granules. Okay, so makikita nyo under the electron microscope that these secretory granules are here. Then ito po yung lumen, acinar lumen. Okay, acinar lumen niya. And these lines are the Golgi bodies, Golgi apparatus. Okay, Golgi complex. Okay. So makikita nyo po dito that they are the lumens of the acini are very small. Okay, very small siya, yung lumen niya. Okay. Yan po. So, ganyan yung itsura ng mga secretory granules under the transmission electron microscope. Okay, class. So, again, for the mucous cells, this is the mucous cells. Okay. 200 po ang kanyang 200 ang kanyang magnification. So, ito pong zero cells na to or mucous cells na to, ito daw po ang naka-arrow ay kanyang lumen. Okay. Pinapakita lang dito class that the lumen of your mucous cells are larger than the lumen of your zero cells. Okay. And ang laman po niyan ay mga mucosinogens. Okay. Yung secretory granules niya, okay, merong mucogen. Okay, those mucogen are maybe acidic. Kasi po, kung mapapansin ninyo, kaunti lang yung pink niya. Okay? More on naglalaro siya sa red to violet. Okay? So, pink to violet, parang reddish violet nga itsura. Parang red violet siya. So, more likely naghahalo ang base and ang acids dito. Pero more likely, since medyo violet siya, they are acidic. Okay? Those glycosylated glycoproteins, okay, of these mucous cells bind with water para maging mucus. Okay? Para maging mucus. Again, yung mga mucin, okay, mucin, meron silang mucosinogens. Okay, yung mga mucosinogens na yun will produce mucin. Then those mucin will be expelled out and hydrated to become mucus. Yun yung ini-expel ng ating cilia. Okay. So, kung mapapansin nyo class, bumalik po tayo sa figure 4-18. Kanina, figure 4-25 na tayo. Bakit bumalik kasi sa figure 4-18? I just wanted to emphasize that these are the goblet cells. Goblet cells are mucus in nature of their secretion. Kung mapapansin nyo po, meron din na nakalagay unicellular glands. Kasi kanina, yung mga glands na pinapakita ko sa inyo ay multicellular class. So, it means that maraming cells involved. Okay? Maraming secretory cells involved. Ito, goblet cells, siya lang talaga mag-isa yung involved. Okay, that is why it is called unicellular gland. Gland siya, pero isang cell lang siya. Okay, isang cell. Okay. Here, you will see that stained purple, so ibig sabihin na acidic siya class, no? Kasi in PAS, okay, periodic acid shift, positive. Okay, periodic acid shift is stain, okay, for the stomach. Okay, so periodic acid shift siya. So ito, nagsistain siya purple. So, yung mga stained purple na yan, pati to class, it means that they are sugar. May sugar sila. Okay, yung PAS is more on stain ng sugar. So, ibig sabihin po, once na na-stain ka ng purple under PAS, you have sugar or periodic acid shift. Ito po, PAS. Sabihin, sugar sila. Okay, marami silang sugar involved. Okay, oligosaccharides, sugar. Okay, so itong goblet cells na to at saka tong mucus, they contain what? Mucin, glycoprotein. Okay, those glycoproteins na mucin, okay, ay nagkakaroon ng mucus sa labas. And class, this is unlining of your small intestines. So, ibig sabihin ho nun, kapag may mga ganito na goblet cells, kaya may mucus yan because of digestion. Okay? So, more likely, baka for digestion sila. Okay? Then, for B, this is the electron microscope or transition electron microscope photograph of your goblet cell. So, kung ito yan siya class. Mas in-depth lang niya yung itsura. Ito po, ito. Ito siya. Okay. So, this is your goblet cells, the whole of this. Ito po ang inyong reticular, RER, um, rough endoplasmic reticulum. This is your Golgi complex. Ito, yung part na to. And this is your secretory granules. Kung mapapansin nyo po, class, na itong mga to, RER and your Golgi bodies, lagi silang nandyan. Okay? Malagi silang nandito sa inyong goblet cells. Yun yung almost, yun yung mga organelles lang na meron siya. Maliban pa dito sa nucleus. So, itong granules ng secretory, ito, secretory granules, more likely nasa apical side siya. And then, may mga microvilli po sa gilid. Okay, kung makikita ninyo. So, yung mga ito, ayan sila. So, once na gumalaw sila, itong mga RER, proteins, and nucleus, sinabi ng nucleus, o mag-produce ka. Okay. All they need to know is to send the messages to the Golgi bodies to tell the secretory granules to secrete mucus. Okay, secrete mucus. Okay, so secrete mucin. Okay. So, pag yan, lumabas na, itong mga mucin dito lumabas na, at naging hydrated, they will become mucus. And they will be brushed off by microvilli. Okay, in this part. So, karamihan po ng goblet cells class ay nakikita sa small intestines at sa respiratory system ng ating katawan. So, class, this is the myoepithelial cells. So, mapapansin nyo po, ito, yung letter A, is may mga salivary glands siya. Salivary glands na may mga secretory granules. And this is the myoepithelial cell. Ito, class. Myoepithelial cell. Yan. So, di ba ang sabi kanina, ang myoepithelial cell ay ginagawa for expulsion of granules. So, ito po yun. Okay. Ano itong B? Ayan naman po ay mga contraction ng inyong myoepithelial cells. So, sabi doon, it compresses a sinus. Okay. So, kinocompress niya. Sabihin nun, pinapa-clean niya, parang pinipigan niya yung inyong sinus para makapag-expel or makapag-expel ng secretory products sa inyong ducts. So, again, ang ginagawa nga na inyong myoepithelial cells is to contract. Then to contract para makapaglabas naman ng secretory products into the duct. So parang sabi dito, it compresses. It means that they are pinipiga nila yung mga acinos para maglabas ng inyong secretory vesicle or secretory products from your secretory vesicles. Okay? Those are myoepithelial cells. Okay, so for the other topics class, these are the must-know topics. Pero kanina, natatouch na natin sila. So, transport across epithelium. So, merong dalawa, the transcellular transport and the transcytosis through the sodium-potassium ATPase pump. Okay, and the renewal of the epithelium. Later, we will tackle them more sa nasusunod na slide. Okay, so transport of the epithelium. Okay, so di ba nga ang ating mga epithelia is, ang ginagawa ng mga yan ay to do absorption and secretion. Okay, so dito class, pinapakita po ng table or ng figure 4-27 kung ano ang nangyayari kapag may absorption and may secretion. Okay. So kung makikita nyo po dito, kapag ina-absorb ng ating katawan, okay, ina-absorb ng ating katawan mula sa lumen or yung outer apical surface of your cells, they will be going through the tight junction. Once they diffuses to the tight junction, they will go in between the cells, okay, going down to the basement membrane where they will be carried by the capillaries. Ito po ay capillaries. Okay? Endothelial cell of the capillaries. So ito po ay outer covering ng inyong capillaries. So mula doon sa lumen, kunyari, this is, sabihin natin this is your intestines. So di ba may mga microvilli sa taas. May mga something sa taas ng microvilli na yon na nag-a-absorb. Ngayon, yung mga nutrients will go to your will pass your tight junction. Since ang tight junction natin, 'di ba? They are the ones to tell you na ay okay, pwede to, papasok to dito. Okay? So, they will be the ones to tell you na oh, papasok siya. Pagkapasok po niya, they will go to the basement membrane. 'Di ba kanina ang lesson natin? Basement membrane will be the ones to give the or to make the items go out of the cells. So, yan. Sa basement membrane sila lumalabas. So, para pumasok sa basement membrane, papasok siya, yan. So, ang ginagawa nila, pumunta siya dito sa gilid ng two cells. Then, sa basement membrane, dadaan din siya. Then, papasok naman siya to another endothelial cell na sa simple squamous ng inyo namang vessel. Okay. So, kung babasahin nyo po dito, ang sabi niya, process of transport from organ or ductus lumen to capillaries near the epithelial basement membrane and involves movement, so ayan, involves movement from the apical to the basolateral cell membrane domains. Okay? So, yan lang po siya. Absorption. Kinukuha or pinaka-inaano natin siya. Kumbaga, kinukuha ng katawan natin. So, pag sinasabing absorption, it means from the outer lumen going to the circulation. Okay. So, secretion. Ano naman yung secretion? So, kung absorption mula sa outer lumen papasok sa circulation, ang atin naman pong secretion involves transport from the capillaries papunta sa lumen. Okay. So, guys, again, yung mga lumen, okay, they are inner parts of the cell. Okay. So, kung secretion, 'di ba, ang secretion is palabas, lahat palabas. Okay? So from capillaries or from another direction, from the capillaries papunta sa lumen. Okay? 'Yun po ang tinatawag nating transport or secretion. Transport. Sabi po dito, secretion by epithelial cells removes water from the neighboring interstitial fluid or plasma and releases it as part of the specialized aqueous functions in the organs. Okay. So again, ang pinaka-point lang dito class, kapag galing siya sa lumen, okay, lumen ng inyong epithelial cells, papunta sa circulation, those are absorption. Pero from circulation going inside the lumen, it will give you what? Secretion. Yun lang po yun. Po yung kailangan yung tandaan. Because these secretions will help us will help us to determine the hormones. Okay? Yun po ginagawa ng inyong endocrine system. Okay? So yun, papasok sa lumen. Okay? So again, if it involves going into the circulation, it's absorption. However, if it says that it moves out of the circulation, going inside the cell, it is your secretion. Figure 4-28 features your absorptive cells. So, paano ba ina-absorb ng mga absorptive cells na yan yung ating mga kinakain? Okay. So, from the microvilli class, um, yun. There is a transport coming from the microvilli going to the basement membrane. So, ito is mediated or may tulong gamit ng mitochondrion. Okay. So, dito sa figure na to class, makikita nyo na yung sodium is going across the cell. Okay. It means that they are doing transcytosis. Okay. So, dahil may transcytosis yan, okay, ang ginagawa nila, since malaki po si sodium ion na to, ang gagawin nila is to use mitochondrions ATP to transport sodium. Okay, dahil papasok si sodium, in your cells, there are potassium ions. So, ang nangyayari, since papasok si sodium, the potassium should go out of the circulation. Okay, ulit. Papasok si sodium sa cell. Para makapasok sa circulation, kailangan nilang gumamit ng mitochondrion, ATP. Kasi hindi nila kaya eh. Kailangan nila ng lakas. Okay, so, tingnan naman dito oh. So, una, pagkapasok ni sodium, nandyan lang siya. Then, konting galaw, si sodium napunta sa mitochondrion. This mitochondrion speeds up the transport of sodium out of the cell dito na sa dulo. Okay? So, ibig sabihin po, they need mitochondrion to transport sodium ion. Okay? So, kaya po siya tinawag na sodium, potassium, ATPase pump. So, paano naman, sir, yung potassium? Since si sodium ay in extracellular ion, hindi siya dapat nasa circulation. Since nandito siya, kailangan ng electrolyte balance ng circulation. What they will do is to transport potassium outside. Okay? So, kung si sodium papasok sa circulation, para maging electrolyte balance yung circulation, they will push out potassium to the lumen. Okay, so kung kanina pumasok si sodium, si potassium naman papapasukin nila para pumunta naman doon sa pinanggalingan ni sodium. That's how our body gets electrolyte balance. Okay. Intindihan po? Yon. So, may mga pinocytosis naman. It means that yung pinocytosis, may liit siyang items. So, pag maliliit na items naman class, what they will do is to cover it through the lysosomes, then they will transfer it, maliliit lang. Kasi pinocytosis, maliliit lang siya. Ayun, no? Vesicles form during pinocytosis may fused with lysosomes as shown in A. Ito po siya. Yan. And then, dun nila kukunin yung cell. Okay. So, ayan siya. Then, dito naman sa B class, they will, it is telling us that the capillary removes water from substances absorbed by the epithelium. So, may mga junctional complexes. Ito po yun. Separate the apical. Ito yun. Apical from the basolateral compartments of the either side. So, ito daw po, pinapakita niya yung lateral membrane interdigitations. Ito yun, sa gilid. With the neighboring cells. Yun. Okay, so more on of this. Okay. Wala na po dito yung slide about kay renewal, pero ang gusto lang sabihin doon that our epithelial cells are proliferating or doing cell renewals based on mitosis. May mga parts na epithelial cells natin ay hindi na nag proliferate like yung sa glands. And also may mga times na ang cell division naman nila ay weekly, monthly, and yearly. No? So, hindi sila sa sunod-sunod. Please also check your book and do some research about kung ano yung mga epithelium na nagkakaroon ng division ng weekly, ng monthly, and ng may daily pang ata. So, daily. Okay, so that ends our discussion for the epithelial tissues. Any questions will be entertained during our face-to-face classes. Thank you, class.